times a day do you change your clothes? Once if it's nice outside, twice if it's a little brisk in the morning, maybe warms up by the afternoon, 3 times if you find the perfect fit. Well, let me ask you this. How many times a day do you change your language? Well, why? You might ask, why would I need to change my language? And while I can't speak for everyone, I do know the practice is called code switching. Now, code switching refers to the practice of switching your language depending on the situation, like an outfit. So, to answer this question, we first have to take a look at the history of Black English and its implications on American society. Now, the history is very complex, and so it follows that the practice of code switching would be as well. So today, I'm going to take y'all back to the origins of Ebonics and talk about the implications of code switching in America. But first, let's start with the history of Black English. Black English, more formally known as African American Vernacular English, and is also called a Black accent or Ebonics, is often misunderstood as bad English or ghetto talk. But contrary to popular belief, Black English is actually a distinct dialect of American English that people of color and non-people of color use on a daily basis. You see, Black English was born and bred in the American South and raised up by the institution of slavery in the US. Essentially at this time period, Black Americans were given an ultimatum of sorts: assimilate or marginalize. Being ripped away from their homelands and systemically separated from the people that spoke their own language, the option was pretty clear. And hence, the birth of Black English in America. Now, there are some theories that exist as to the emergence of Black English in America. Author J.L. Dillard of Black English, Its History and Usage in the United States, offers that Black English was actually emerged from a pidgin spoken by slaves from West Africa. Another theory offered by E.W. Schneider, author of the 1989 study, America's Earlier Black English, is that Black English actually stemmed from a mix of the English spoken by white Americans and Black Americans during American colonial time period. Now, they were both losing and gaining linguistic characteristics, and it was this that led him to believe that today's Black English, while it does have Creole influences, did not actually descend from Creole the way that J.L. Dillard argued. So where does that leave us today? Well, as many of you know, the stigma surrounding Black English stems from historical reasons related to race or socioeconomic class. And so the use of Black English, rather than, say, standard American English, can be perceived by many as a lack of intelligence and exemplifies the political nature and social stratification of American dialects, as author Geneva Smitherman mentions in her essay, English Teachers, Why We Do Things You Don't Do. This brings us to the art of code switching. Now, as I mentioned before, code switching refers to switching your language depending on the situation and who you're talking to. Now, Eric Deegan, author and content contributor for NPR, offers that code switching, while it is humble yet necessary, involves shifting between different cultures and choosing your communication style based on the people you're dealing with. This can be used to explain why you may find yourselves at your internship or workplace more grammatically attuned around non-people of color than people of color, and more linguistically lenient around your people. Thus, code switching, ladies and gentlemen, is a result, as Deegan's put it, of an American culture that too often demands assimilation or marginalization. In America today, the multicultural melting pot that is our society is the exact premise as to why code switching remains so valuable and so necessary. And so, the rich and confusing history of Black English and its lasting implications on American society manifests through the art of code switching. And if there's anything to remember, just know that even if you don't have that perfect fit, it's okay to switch it depending on the situation.